So you want to be a Modern Warfare 3 competitive god. All right, let's do it. What's going on, guys? It is Lev. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to get you guys from bottom fragging to leading the team. Now, I've already made some timestamps. If you guys want to go in the description, you guys can see what exactly you need to focus on. Go ahead and skip around whatever you need to. And the first part of this video, I'm going to kind of go over my settings, which is really personal preference. I'm going to emphasize that. I know a lot of people will go on these videos and they'll be like, oh, just copy my settings exactly how they are. And it doesn't work. The dead zones are not going to be the same. The sensitivity is not going to be the same. We need to find what works for you, and that's what we're going to be focusing on the very first tip. So tip number one, of course, is settings. Your sensitivity, guys, go ahead and set that to whatever you feel comfortable with. Personally, me, I play on 6.6. I know certain people, they like Octane plays on like 8.8. Some people play on just different stuff. Just find what suits you. Field of view, I have it set to 105. I've been told in the past that that'll actually mess everything up if you go over 105 as far as aim assist goes. I've heard people have lost aim assist going up higher than that. I'm not sure. I've never tried it. You guys can kind of test that for yourself. And I play on tactical, so I just use my right stick to crouch and slide and stuff like that, and then my B button for melees. And I know some people, they like to flip LB and LT and RB and RT, so they like to be able to shoot and aim with their bumpers instead of their triggers. Me personally, I've never really tried that, but you guys can go and give it a shot. Controller vibration, I say turn that off because it can be very distracting having that vibration during the game. Now, dead zone inputs, that's something you guys are going to have to test for yourself. Me personally, I have a lot of stick drift. But what you guys are going to want to go and do is go to this test stick dead zone, turn it on, and you're just going to kind of like, not much, but you're just going to barely push it around, and you see that gave us -4 and -6 on the left stick. And then you just want to increase it until you don't see you're getting any stick drift anymore. I know mine's at 7. And I know some people will do it for their triggers too. Personally, me, I don't. But you want to play around with all these and then just see what's right for you. Every controller is different. Every player's personal preference is different as well. Keep that in mind. Moving on to the aiming tab, guys. Go down to aim response curve type and set that to dynamic. And over on aim assist, make sure you guys have Black Ops on. That's pretty much been the standard the last 2 games at least. Moving on to gameplay, guys. I have automatic sprint turned off just because of sprint to fire time. Go down here to slide/dive behavior and just turn it to slide only. Being slide canceling is back in the game. I haven't seen anybody using the diving, and just by having both on just seems really annoying and just seems really overboard. So just go ahead and turn that slide only, and then go to plunging underwater and just set that to free. Next up, guys, go to your audio, and then under volumes, hit show more. Turn off all of your gameplay music volume, turn that to 0. Your dialogue I'd set to 30 just so you can hear if there's kill streaks coming in. Make sure effects, of course, is at 100, and then your cinematic, turn that to 0. Cinematic's really just for campaign, so unless you guys are planning on playing that right now, I wouldn't worry about it. I always play with the exact same players, so my voice chat's just turned off. I don't want to have to listen to somebody blasting music in the lobby or something like that. And then go all the way down to subtitles and just turn those all the way off because they will flood your screen with operators talking to one another in the game. It is outrageously annoying. Then go down to interface, and I want you guys to come over here to color customization. This is personal preference here as well, but down here in our color filter settings, change it to filter 2, and I want you guys to change color filter target to both world color intensity to 85 and interface color intensity to 100. What that's going to do is increase the enemy visibility. It's going to add a lot more vibrance to the colors and make the map just look overall stunning. Then the most important part of this, go to HUD, go to crosshairs, of course it should be on. Go to center dot, turn that on, and make sure your center dot scale is on largest. Centering is a huge part in Call of Duty. Every single pro has this turned on. Whatever that centering dot is on, when you aim down your sights, that's exactly what you're going to be looking at. All right, guys, tip number 2 is I want you guys to start a private match, load in some bots on like a small map like Rust, go onto your controller aiming settings, and just turn off aim assist. And I'm basically going to train myself to not be as dependent on like the aim assist. As you can see, it's super rough when you start out, and doing this, it makes it where you're no longer as dependent on the aim assist as you were. You're more likely to be more accurate with your target. But yeah, so usually once I've shot like 100 bots or so, I'll go and I'll turn aim assist back on, and then I'll shoot like maybe like 20 more or something like that. And another thing I'll do usually after this is I'll load into like 1 or 2 public matches and I'll play, because we've gotten our aim warmed up, but we also need to get warmed up to real player behaviors, because you know these bots are not going to be slide canceling, they're not going to be bunny hopping or jump shotting or anything like that. And I'll demonstrate centering for you guys while we're at it. You guys can see this white dot right here. No matter what we do, what gun, it's still there. Grenade, it's still there. Stun, it's still there. And we just want to get that white dot on our target. As you can see, where's one? So there's one right there. And when we aim in, it's going to be in the exact same spot. Moving on to tip number 3, guys, it is going to be comms. If you don't have communication while you're in a game, you are destined to lose it. Sometimes you might get lucky and you might pull a rabbit out of the hat, but I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10, you are not going to have a good experience. So do yourself and your teammates a favor, invest in a good headset, and also try to learn the callouts. This especially comes into play in game modes like Search and Destroy, where if you guys don't have any kind of comms and one of you dies, at least you can probably get a trade if you know where the guy is. Also, I don't know who needs to hear this, but saying over there is not a good comm. I plan on making a callouts video here soon, that way you guys will actually know some of them. And it's also important to know the rotations on hardpoints. Now that's also another video for another time, but there's a great website I've linked in the description for you guys by breakingpoint.gg. If you guys are just learning the hills, it's great to have that on like a secondary monitor. Also with your team, you guys just got to play it smart. I mean, I know game sense is a big thing, and I mean, you're not going to get that immediately. I mean, that's definitely going to be something that takes you guys a little while. But just start slow. Just, you know, try to learn when to challenge something, you know, try to learn what's the best way to challenge and when to do the challenge. It's not, if I know there's a guy in this window, okay, I'm gonna go over here, maybe over at the propane tanks, try to get him there, because he is gonna have a very hard time, especially if he's in that window, seeing me through that fire and that smoke. So just kind of look at what's around you. Just observe your surroundings a little bit. Now, a great thing about the callouts I was talking about is this actually helps us with tip number 4. MW3 brought us back red dots on the minimap. Now, it's awesome we can see where the enemy is, which is what we definitely need to be utilizing. It's important for them to know the callouts. That way we can know, because I mean, a lot of these maps are so big. I mean, I might see on the minimap he's like kind of to the left or something. But I mean, think about what's all to the left. I mean, there could be, you know, like 3 different little buildings or 3 different little rooms or something. I'm not gonna know where he's at. Now, the best thing isn't even about the red dots on the minimap. It's about being able to see where your team is spawning. So you can kind of see back here, my team is just kind of like anchoring or just spawning in this area. So I know the enemies are coming from this way. So if you're on hardpoint or something and you have a main AR and he's anchoring, you can make sure he's doing his job, and you can also know where the enemy is coming at you from. Now, my 5th and final tip for you guys is to watch the pros. If you guys want to learn how to be great at competitive Call of Duty, you guys got to watch the professionals. They got where they're at because they're the best there is. I'm always watching like Zuma stream, Kenny's, or I'm watching Octane's, Shotzzy. I swear Shotzzy just spends probably 5 hours of the day just looking for the most insane, weird, crazy, awesome spots on the map. And by watching him, I learned these as well. They'll also teach you these other things like call outs, you know, they'll teach you, you know, the best class setups. And they'll show you exactly, you know, what I was talking about as far as like learn when to chow and how to chow. Watching them will teach you a lot more than you'll ever learn by just listening to me talk about it. And I have a little bonus tip on here for you guys, and that's just lock in. You guys always need to be locked in before you go into these matches. If you have one teammate that's just tired, or, you know, somebody's just, you know, they don't really care, or, you know, whatever it is, I mean, it's going to bring the whole team down. So, like, for me, I mean, I sit here, I drink caffeine before I play. You know, some of my teammates, they take pre-workout. I mean, they just get whatever. They get pumped up. You know, we start shooting bots. We just get cracked, guys. We're constantly sending each other all these tips and tricks videos. I mean, it's just a collective. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today. That was my top 5 tips for you guys to become a COD god. I hope you guys really liked the video. If you did, give me a like. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys are new. Go and follow me on all my links below. My class setups, I always go on TikTok or I go on YouTube Shorts or something for you guys. I'll probably make a video about that here in a little while. Let me know if you guys are interested for that. But until next time, I'll see you in the next one.